especially during this wonderful, wonderful time known as digital learning. It's challenging, we get it, but right now, the situation we're faced with, we do the best that we can do, what we have to deal with. So, keep on pushing, and don't let it get you down. And then Mr. Morningway says, don't whine, complain, and make excuses. All right? Everybody faces challenges in life, and we're here to deal with them right alongside you. And we want to make us the toughest, the strongest, the healthiest that we can be. All right? We had a quiz. How'd you do? How do you think you did? Hopefully, you've had some knowledge in your brain, and you're able to do well on that. It was not intended to be difficult. We don't try to trick you. We just want you to get the most knowledge that you can possibly get out of learning how your body functions. You will always have your body. You're all human beings. It's going to be important for the rest of your life to know how your body functions and how you can keep it healthy. So I hope you're doing a great job at keeping it healthy. All right? Last time we asked how many people's beds were made. Not that many. That's okay. It is what it is. All right, we're learning. Today, I want to ask you, who here out of you guys has consumed at least, let's say, at least 2 bottles of water? If you're in first period, it might be a little tricky, but if you're in 5th and 6th period, you should have about 7 or 8 in your body already. So how much water do you consume? Water is the hydration, the key to life. We're going to learn a new muscle today, all right, and how to work said muscle. And we're going to head to the weight room very shortly to do that. But before we do, all right, I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Mr. Morningway is going to talk, and then we're going to go. Today we're learning about the deltoid. The deltoid is a muscle that is worked in a number of exercises. Since I have more room in here, I'll show you one of the exercises in here, all right, because it's probably easier in here than in the other room. But I'm going to show you, I'll show you 2 of them in here, and then we'll get going, all right? First one, deltoid, responsible for moving the arm about the shoulder joint, all right? It is the secondary muscle that is utilized in the push-up. We know the push-up. I'll show you really quick, and then we'll move to the second muscle, and then Mr. Morningway will give you the speech. All right, push-up, hands underneath your shoulders, all right, toes on the ground. You're going to lower your body down slowly, and then just push up. Now, at no point should your body be resting on the ground. The only joints that are really moving is your shoulders and your elbows. And that works your deltoid. The second one is a little bit more tricky. Some of you may be able to do it. Many of you, maybe not. Tuck in my shirt so you don't get surprised. All right, move this out of the way. Use the pad here. If you can do a handstand, then this one is probably the best one to develop your shoulders using body weights, all right? If you're just going to do a handstand, you can go against the wall or in the open room if you're really, really excellent and good at it. But I'll show you here. You're going to go right against the wall, do a handstand, and then push yourself vertically. Lower yourself down, push yourself vertically. Lower yourself down, push yourself vertically. This is the handstand push-up or a handstand. How many of you guys can walk on your hands? I used to be able to. I don't know about you walk. We shall see. Now, that is body weight for our deltoids. In about 1 minute, we'll be in the weight room. But Mr. Morningway, take it away.
I've never seen any duck do that. That is impressive. That takes some strength, guys, to do that. Where's Ducky? Give me the clap. All right. There you go. That'll work, too. I think the blood went to Mr. Shoemake's head on that handstand. Find the duck, guys. It's either going to be in here on the way, in the weight room on the way back, or in here on the, when we return. So, where's Ducko? Let's go.
All right, there you go.
Now, is it Ducky or Ducko, Mr. Morningway?
Whatever you want, Mr. Mitchell.
I like Ducko.
Sometimes he gets a nickname. I wonder if any of you guys got nicknames.
That's an interesting question.
All right, here we are in the weight room once again. All right, we're going to head over. Look at the lights come on there. Nice and clean. Smells good. All right. Looks nice and good. If you notice, shiny floor. Here's one. I wouldn't normally do this on a normal day. But look how clean the bathroom is, guys. No paper towels on the ground. Nothing floating there. Everything is nice and clean. Maybe we can keep it that way next semester.
We get to meet Mr.
That'd be
Janice.
good.
But just for the future assignments, just make sure that you're on it and you're on it early, and then for your test, you just got to know the material a little bit better. Okay?
Yeah. I have one last question.
This is our normal thing here. There's our guy, Mr. Janice, in the house.
Well, one second. I'm gonna go to a different room. My male colleagues here are making videos.
Leon,
Here's,
push-up video.
here's a bicycle. This does not work your deltoids. All right. The power rack is one place where we can work our deltoids. All right. And we have a shoulder press machine. And I'll show you both versions of it right away. Okay. So I'm going to give the camera over to our Mr. Morn Hindwig. I'm going to walk into the power rack. All right. And on the power rack, we have a barbell. All right, remember, the barbell allows you to add weights to it, and the dumbbell is the one that has the fixed weights. I'm just going to show you using the bar just to save some time here. But first thing we do, remember, extending or moving the shoulder, that is the function of the deltoid. All right, for a shoulder press, I want to have my hands equally balanced on the bar. I can do that by finding the equivalent grip using either my thumb or the power ring. All right, so you could come, put pinky finger on the power ring. Now I want to be balanced, so I want to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so you want to make sure you have balanced hands. You don't want to have an imbalance of any weight as you're moving. All right, I'm going to come up and use the thumb method because that's the one I like the best. The best. So I got a lisp there for a second. All right, Mike Tyson. All right, here we go. Hands on the bar, nice and evenly spent. I'm going to come underneath the bar so that the bar is directly above my chest. And then I'm going to take it off the rack. And then, as I step back, I'm going to push the bar straight in the air and bring it lower back down. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of, the only thing moving should be my shoulders and my elbow joints. Now, one thing you may notice that I'm doing is I'm slightly lowering my head at the peak of the extension. And what this does is keep my spine in alignment. All right? Lower it down, getting my chin out of the way, then lowering the head back down so the spine stays neutral. One more time. When I'm done, I'll walk it back to the rack, make sure it's on the rack safe, lower it, and then I'm ready to go. Now, if I'm really good at that, just add some weights on there, all right? Take some weights, put it on there, and do the same thing. But I'm going to take you into the other room where we have a machine designed for those who do not have the power developed yet to do either the handstand push-up or the overhead press with the bar. And there's one of our other colleagues, Mr. Janice. Mr. Janice, how are you doing?
It's been a good day, and it's over. How about that?
So, here in the weight room, we have the shoulder press machine. The principles are exactly the same, but what this allows you to do, take any movement out of your legs out of there, take direct stress from your spine right out of there, and focus only on moving the shoulders and the elbow joint, all right? As with any other machine, we're going to come in and we're going to select a weight that is good for us. Now, for you guys, you should always select a lighter weight to start, just to make sure you get the form in. Now, here we go. We got our weight selected, all right? I'm going to sit down in the chair. The first thing I want to do is make sure that the handles are right about my shoulder, and they are. All right? If they are not, I can come here and I can adjust the seat accordingly on the other side. You guys can't see it, but to lower and raise the seat accordingly so I can get my correct position. Well, since it's in the correct position, oh, here it is. All right? I can lower and raise the seat accordingly. All right? If I were shorter, all right, I'd raise it. But right here, I can't do a very good press from underneath my arms. So I got to be in the right spot. I'm going to go back down, put it in the right spot. All right, feet on the platforms evenly. I'm going to grab one hand around one handle, the other hand around the other handle, and then I'm going to look straight ahead. I don't want to look to my left or my right, just straight ahead. And then I'm going to push straight up, extend all the way, lower it down slowly, and then push all the way up again, lower it down slowly, and I want to do 10 reps of that. 3 times, 3 sets of 10 reps. So there's 2. Let's fast forward. 8, 9, and remember, when we got the right weight, the last one should be challenging but doable.
Looks like you're hitting Mr. Mitchell right in the chin. That looks great.
That doesn't.
Can you do one more and then slap back like it's hitting you in the chin? Go ahead, Mr. Shuey. One more. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, boy, that'd make a good movie scene.
All right. Now, when you know your correct weight, or if that was too easy, all right, let's say that was too challenging. I could only do 5 of those. Well, then you need to lower the weight and find a weight that allows you to do 10. If you did 10 and it was really easy, then you go down to the next weight and you try again and you do 10. But when you come in here, we'll have plenty of opportunity for you to try that. But shoulder moves the arm about the shoulder joint, all right, the deltoid muscle. Now, moving up and down, we just push straight up and straight down, lower with control, and push straight back up. And then when you're done, all right, with the machine, you don't have to clean up anything. With the barbell, you put it back on, you put the weights away, and you'd be ready to go. Any questions from my colleagues?
Well, that last rep you did hit Mr. Shoemaker in the chin with the other part of the bar. Can you do it one more time and you smack against the door? You guys would love to see this, wouldn't you? Just one more time.
You mean Mr. Mitchell?
I mean, Mr. Mitchell. Yeah, the bar hit Mr. Mitchell in the chin. Watch this. Ready? And boom! Go.
All right. Let's head on back to the headquarters, guys.
I tell you, I always tell kids also when they're coming in anywhere and they're using a machine, one of the first things they have to do is check the weight. Because the person who lifted just before you might have been a lot stronger than you. And if you're trying to lift somebody else's weight, you're not going to have a very good time lifting it.
Absolutely. You got to always set your stuff up and be ready to go. Here we are in our empty, lonely locker room. Right there is our handball nets. Mr. Shoemaker's the handball coach. Feel free to practice that. We want to get you guys out there to repeat as state champions for handball. Go ahead and check out Instagram at Cali Kings Handball too for some good handball information for your local Broncos and for Leland, because Mr. Shoemaker's also the Leland coach.
Mr. Shoemaker has one good handball team when he's coaching.
Yep, and look, we're in the climbing room. All right, don't forget, jump rope is a great exercise. All right, you got the Bosu balls. You got the bouncy balls to do sit-ups on. And music. See the speaker over there? Music is the key. Music is the key.
Makes working out a lot easier when you're working out the tunes. In fact, I tell my kids when they're doing yoga and the high-intensity workouts, I say, once you learn the repetitions and once you learn what the instructor's doing, throw music on it. Makes it so much easier.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys, we got the sports factor coming up. He's going to give you a question. Really try your best to figure these things out. Here we go. Sports factor, what you got?
All right, we're sticking with football, and let's do what football player leads career-wise in touchdowns?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Good question.
That's a good one.
Jolly geographer.
I believe he's from Mississippi, speaking of geography.
I know that one. I don't know many of them, but I think I know that one.
He's from Mississippi, I believe. Go figure. Well, we've been learning a lot about our local environment because it is such a magnificent environment. All right, we want to get you guys out in the environment, especially when the environment is clear of COVID-19 and clear of smoke. We have a beautiful place. Mr. Mitchell loves to hike, go out and explore the world. We like to get out and work out, enjoy nature. Many of you got that creek that runs along the trail is the Los Alamitos Creek, and that's great. and runs all the way to the Almond Reservoir. We have one of the best hiking spots in the South Bay, right around the corner by Maccabee and also on Old Almond inside, Quicksilver Park. But there's a great place that's even a little bit better, I think, to hike, that I enjoy, that unfortunately just caught fire. One of the best forests in California, I believe, right in the Santa Cruz Mountains. And to pay tribute to that, I want to ask you, what is the name of the forest that burnt down when we had the fires maybe about 3 weeks ago in the Santa Cruz Mountains off of Route 9? That's our question for today for the Jolly Geographer.
What does a clam do on his birthday? Yeah, that's the question. What does a clam do on his birthday?
What?
Celebrates.
Oh.
Celebrates. Guys, I have a question for you. Mr. Mitchell, have you ever had a nickname? And if so, how did you get it? What did it mean, etc.? Just quickly. Ever had a nickname?
I've had it forever. Mitch.
Mitch!
People have called me Mitch since I'm this high.
Yeah, Mitch isn't his first name, folks. That's a nickname, all right? We love it.
Do you remember who originated? Who was the first one? Do you remember?
No, I don't, because I was really young. I mean, in elementary school they were calling me Mitch.
Fair enough. How about you, Mr. Shoemake?
Well, Mr. Shoemake had a number of nicknames, depending on what environment it is. And if you're in Mr. Shoemake's class, there's a great chance that you'll get a nickname, depending on, especially if someone has the same name as you or if something's going on. And usually it's done in sports on the field. I know we all play sports here, and I got a number of nicknames from sports. Some of them are probably not appropriate for this class, so I won't say them. But that being said, the one that stands out in my mind is my first name begins with the T, and so they used to call me T, or T-Bone, like a T-bone steak, just because it was one of the nicknames that came out. So T-Bone was one of them that I was called in high school.
Well, I'm thinking about T-bone too. Sometimes you call it T-bone because you hit so hard, right? Like T-bone something.
That's true. You T-bone right to the bow! Let it up.
Yeah.
That's Steelers style football right there.
Steelers 5-0 at this point, right?
Well,
Or
hopefully.
5-0 or 6-0.
Well, 5-0 right now. We'll see tomorrow.
Big game. Who do they play?
Tennessee Titans.
And they're undefeated.
The other 5-0 team.
There you go. Matter of fact, that might be a challenge. Watch some of that game. When is it on?
Sunday.
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 Well, my nickname, I had a couple of them. One was width. So I had a friend I called Length because from the side, guys, he looked like this. His nose, his nose was.
Are you saying
long?
his nose looked like a Dorito?
Wait. Well,
Big nose.
he came back and called me Width because my nose is a little bit wider than some people's, you know. But the major nickname in high school was Muggsy. And that was because on the football field, I would like mug people. I would just tackle them and get them down. So Muggsy was a name I went by mostly, but especially in football season, actually Muggsy. Baseball was more width. They could, in football, you couldn't see my nose with the helmet. One principle I want to share with you quickly. You've heard us talk about it a little bit. It's called SISOI. S-I-S-O-I stands for Small Incremental Steps of
Improvement.
Mr. Shoemake's way of saying that is progressive overload. Same type of thing. And also, these guys mentioned be better today than you were
yesterday.
Same principle, but we call it SISOI as well. So, small incremental steps of improvement. It's kind of like when you come out of the womb, you start crawling. Then you start walking. Your parents say, come on, put one foot in front, put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door.
Charlotte's Web, or
What's going on?
What are we doing here?
Well, as normal, building healthy relationships.
What's the purpose of Red Art?
HR squared.
Honesty, respect, responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, SISOI. Keep on pushing. Be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Push on 3. 1, 2, 3.